What's up everybody, it's HoodiePal22 coming at you again with another video. In this video today we're going to be talking about what's the best coach archetype to choose when you're starting a rebuild dynasty. So as you know, in college football 26, a lot of people when they first go into dynasties, they like to try to pick small teams and rebuild them to glory, right? So honestly, you might pick somebody like Kennesaw State or South Alabama or Troy or Kent State or, you know, any of the small schools like FIU, FAU, small schools like that. A lot of people like to pick those small schools and rebuild them and make them a powerhouse in college football. So when you go into dynasty mode in college football 26, the first thing a lot of people like to do is click recruiter. Now you have your own opinion of what you want to choose, but as you can see on the screen, you have three options to choose from, right? You got motivator. Get your players to play their best by boosting their ratings and composure. Nobody has it better than us. So motivator will be somebody kind of like well, as you know, Marcus Freeman with the Notre Dame Fighting Irish, or I would say somebody who else would be a motivator. Well, Deion Sanders could be a motivator because he is a motivator type coach. And then you have recruiter. Recruiter is Jimmy's and Joe's, not S's and O's. You scout faster and recruit better than any other coach. So this is what I've noticed. More people choose recruiter when they go into rebuild dynasties. And then, okay, recruiter would be somebody like Nick Saban, Kirby Smart, Deion Sanders could be Deion Sanders, because I mean with the portal he goes crazy. You know, people like that. And then you have tactician. Boost your player ratings on game day, scheme up the big plays and let the visors fly. So this would be people like Lane Kiffin, Steve Sarkisian. If you ask me, I think Dan Lanning should be a tactician, but I mean, because I mean most recruits come to Oregon because of the uniforms, but I don't know. I mean, that's just Les Miles could be right here at tactician. Brian Kelly, coaches like that. So yeah. All right. Now, if you're going to go into dynasty and rebuild a small team, this is what this whole video is about. If you're rebuilding a team, I would not use recruiter because you have in-season development, right? So you have to prioritize the players that you have on your roster, because 9 times out of 10, if you come in as a small school, you're very rarely going to be able to recruit those 5-star, 4-star players, which means if you have a down year, you're going to lose a lot of those recruits. Now, you may be able to lean on the portal and think you could draw something in like that, but most of the time, in your first year of a rebuild, you're going to pull in a lot of 2-stars, either 3-star players. You may pull maybe 1 or 2 4-star, and you may pull 1 5-star. But picking recruiter does not progress your players that you have already on the roster. So I would say you could either go with tactician for your best chance to win, or you could go to motivator and boost your player ratings and composure. And that would develop the players not only on your roster that's already on your roster, but it will also help you to be able to stay hot through 4th. So let's just click motivator so I can go into, we'll just continue with the random school. We're gonna go in, start this dynasty, and so we're gonna go to coach. We're gonna pull up the coach archetype, right? So as you see with motivator, right, you click on it, it's a interest boost for quarterback recruits when a current QB, I can't talk. Interest boost for QB recruits when a current QB hits a skill cap. So that's the first thing. You're gonna need that. So off the rip, you should purchase that, honestly. Then it said quarterbacks stay hot through timeouts, quarter change, and across games. You're going to need that, especially if you're playing with the rebuild team, because your team is not going to be that good. Quarterbacks get an off-season training boost. You're going to need that, especially. You're going to need that off-season training boost because normally your first year as a rebuild team probably not going to go that good. So if you could get most of these players to at least get an off-season training boost, that would be a good thing. Now these I wouldn't really worry about too much for all these down here, but I would start out as motivator and then branch back to recruiter. So what I would do is get these to at least put in the work, which is tier 3, and I will go through with these and get them to tier 3. I suggest you start with defense, and get them to tier 3 first, and then start working on your offense. Usually what I do is I go in and I get my corners first, because a lot of the teams in college football are passing. That's where you're going to get tore up at if you're doing a rebuild school. So I would get the corners first, get them to at least DB off training boost. Then I will go to my offensive linemen, get them at least to offensive training boost. And then I will go to my defensive line so I could get a push up front, get that stay hot through timeouts, quarter change, and then I will go to quarterback. And then you just work your way around through these until you get them all to 3, right? And then I will go over, and you could probably do tactician. You could go to boost your ratings right here. I would use all these, honestly. I will boost all these. These really don't matter down here. Honestly, it really don't. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This one will be big if you unlock it. You're gonna need that slight reduction in crowd noise, so when you play big teams like Oregon and Texas, that's gonna help you. These two at the bottom, but the rest of them I wouldn't really care about the other ones. And then if we jump over to strategies, this is another one that will help with your recruiting and development. I would jump over to strategies, and you could just fill all these up if you want, honestly. And then hit recruiter, and I would just use the first wave. I wouldn't worry too much about these, unless you just want to go to tier 2. But other than that, I wouldn't really worry too much about these, because you're gonna have talent developer, and those would be pretty good too. Whatever, however you want to do it. But I don't really know how you guys like to do it, but I'm just saying, in my preference, I would prefer to go motivator, and then you could develop your players during the season by yourself. Honestly, that's what I would do. But I don't know. You maybe want to do things different. But I found more success quicker doing that with the coach, going motivator route, because these two take forever to get. You have to win 5 playoff games, unless you guys come in the first year and win all the playoff games. Well, I still think it's only like 4. So you're still gonna take 2 years, and then you gotta win 2 national championships for that one. But the only one I really use on this one, that one, increase gains getter, increase all skill group counts by 1 for rising seniors, increase the number of players to visit the week to 8, chance at instant commit in Dream School. So those, more the merrier. Dream School, senior superlatives, and gains getter. Those would be the only ones I would get on CEO. And program builder, Coordinators are most likely increase the caliber of coordinators value. I don't play with coach firing, so that wouldn't matter to me. And I would do strong roots, boost your primary pipeline, relationship builder. I would do that. And other than that, that's all I would do. So, to get back to the primary reason for this video, I would say start at motivator and then go into it. Or you could start at tactician and just, boost all these, do all the boost. I mean, I prefer motivator because I've seen it to be more effective. Because not only do you get the skill cap, interest boost for quarterback when current QB hits a skill cap. Because most of the time, if you're starting to rebuild Dynasty, the quarterback that's already there will already been to hit his skill cap. Most of the players were already been to hit their skill cap. If not, then you'll need that tier 2 and tier 3. That's the only reason why I say go motivator first, because you want to develop your players that first year if you retain your players. But hey, you can do whatever it is that you want. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's pretty short. I'm still coming with the Hall of Fame sliders, and then I'm going to give you a little gameplay with the Hall of Fame sliders so you guys can see it. And I'll be releasing that probably tomorrow. Yeah. Alright, so stay tuned for more content. Like the video. Peace.